We're going to build compost this morning. This is a pile that's already started. And let's see. It's about 45 degrees out here, but it's 115 down inside this pile. And it's gotten hotter than that. It's hard. Down inside this is done, actually. It's just the stuff on the outside that you can still recognize. If we're going to build onto this pile that has already started, but if you were going to start from scratch, you would define an area that you're going to put it in. The pile should be at least 3 feet by 3 feet, and it'll eventually get even taller than 3 feet. So if you were going to start from scratch, you'd decide on where you're going to put it, measure out the size you're going to make it, and then take a digging fork and loosen the soil underneath. And then you'd put some sticks like these here, and you lay them down in kind of a cat's cradle pickup sticks, or throwing the I Ching with yarrow stalks kind of a arrangement. What that does is builds a scaffolding, a jungle gym for all the creatures that are down in the earth that will come up into the compost pile, and it's their activity that changes all this vegetable matter into humus, soil, compost. Because of what we're making it with, it has almost everything in it that you need to grow stuff. So you don't have to add fertilizers, which saves money and saves the planet. So there's basically two kinds of materials in the world. There's like fresh, young stuff, and there's old, mature stuff. The fresh, young stuff, like this is some stuff from, these are just lettuce plants that had bolted. And there's all kinds of different green material in there. And then there's this beautiful stuff here that comes from our kitchens. That's the scraps from the kitchen and leftovers from people's plates when they're bad and don't finish everything. They don't get a clean plate glove button though. So when it's finished, it will be quick release nitrogen, immediately available to the plants. This stuff over here, this other stuff, it used to be called they used to call this stuff nitrogenous and that stuff carbonaceous, but that turned out to be not really accurate. So this is the young stuff, that's the more mature stuff. That stuff, the nitrogen that's in that, there's actually more per bucket in that than there is in here, but it's slow release. It's going to take a long time to break down. It'll be being processed, some of this stuff, for a year. But you could be growing stuff in the meantime in it. We're making like a Dagwood sandwich, a sub, with as many different things as we can put in it. The ratio that I use is 1 bucket of the fresh and to 2 buckets of the more mature. So spread this stuff around, and this is all the stuff from the kitchen. So for the total of 6 buckets of stuff that we put onto here, 2 of the young, fresh stuff, and 4 of the more mature, older stuff. So it'll take about 2 buckets of water to get that moisturized to the correct level. Now in the summertime, you might have to come and add some water to the exterior of the pile now and then. But in the wintertime, you don't have to worry about much of that. Okay, so we'll add the other bucket of water here. But if you live in the suburbs or around other people, or if there's coyotes and other skunks, raccoons in your neighborhood, you probably shouldn't put much meat inside in here. But for us, I mean, the biggest problem I've had this year was a bear. So now there it is. We've got a new layer put on our pile. Slide this up a little higher so we can tell when this pile, when this section is pretty done. But you could build the pile if you had enough materials ready all at once. Build the whole pile and write it in one time in an hour. As bizarre as this looks, this turns into this real soon. And this is wonderful stuff. This is biologically very active. This system is called Grow Biointensive. And if you buy aged compost in a bag at a store, it's going to have been sterilized so that all the weeds, seeds that might be in here, or any evil pest bugs that are get in here they kill them all. At the same time, they also kill all the 7 billion good guys that are doing the work for you. Commercial compost is cooked to over 200 degrees. That kills all the bad stuff. It also kills all the good stuff. We believe at Ecology Action, with using the Grow Biointensive methods, that this being living soil will improve your garden, your plants will be bigger, and you haven't killed any good guys that are helping us. So that's building compost. Thanks a lot.